Are live. Fighting out of the blue corner, it's Big Glen. Let's wait for some people to join in. I actually have got something where I could put this on a proper little stand, actually, for a change, rather than having the whole shaky camera syndrome. Let's have a little look. Right. Makes this video look professional. Let's have a little look. Put that in the clip. Turn this light on. Look at that. Bit too blue. Is that better? Look at that. Lovely jubbly. So we've got a few people joining here. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. People smashing the like button up straight away. That's what I like to see. You guys are veterans. Yeah, thanks for joining. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash up the like button. Click subscribe if you're new to this channel. Bitcoin is dropping off again. When this happened the first time, when it went from 60 down to like, or 69,000 down to, I don't know, 63 or something like that, I thought, okay, a bit of a drop, it's just gone up. Then it happened again down to 55 the other week, and now we're again dropping down, I think, to 47 it was last time I checked. Now, I'm not actually that worried about it. So if you're watching this video thinking, oh no, Glen's cashing out Bitcoin again. No, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I wouldn't sell my Bitcoin now anyway. The couple of reasons for that, which I won't go too much in now, but yeah, what I noticed was I was watching a few other YouTubers. So Tone Vase has actually said, oh, I think it's time for me to go into 100% cash allocation, which is a really posh way of saying I'm cashing out my Bitcoin. I've seen Crypto talking about how that he thinks that this was, this is a time for him to get out of Bitcoin and that. So it's weird how when the price of Bitcoin is going up or stagnating, everyone's really, really bullish. But as soon as it has like a drop of a few thousand, all of a sudden it's like, it's the end of the world. We have got a Russell. He said, hey people, sappening. And we've also got Roadrunner. New to this channel, was watching your video yesterday for some fantastic content. Cheers, buddy. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, I think it was. I think the time for, well, depend on whether this cycle pans out how I think it's going to pan out. I honestly thought Bitcoin was going to go to 100k, and I sort of still believe it, although it seems very, very unlikely now. I have seen Bitcoin go up 30% in one day. Now, 30% of 50 grand is like another 15 on top. So you're talking 65. So if it has a few 2 grand days and 5 grand day here and there, then all of a sudden you're up to 80,000 quite quickly. So it wouldn't take, I don't think it would take much. Let's put it that way. There's so many different theories though, but something that plays on my mind is in the last bull run in 2017, I remember when it was going up and up and up and up, and everyone was like, this ain't going to end now until 200k. £1 million of Bitcoin and all that. And then it did. Eventually it stopped at 20,000, crashed right down, and then we was at 3.5 grand for a while. Now, the only person during that time I remember, because I was watching all the YouTubers, I was liking all their videos, subscribing and all that. I was watching all of them and they were all bullish. Like everyone was bullish. Bitcoin's going back up. Bitcoin's going to hit 20K again, blah, blah, blah. And the only person who I can honestly say that came out first and said, I think we're going to go into a 4-year bear market now, and that was Richard Hart. I know some of you may not like the sound of that. You know, some people despise him. But he was one of the only influencers that was talking like in terms of rather than just technical analysis, but actually like on-chain data and using sort of like what's happened in the past with Bitcoin. And he said, I think we're in a 3 to 4 year bear market now. And when he said that, we literally went into a 4 year, oddly enough, about 3.5 years. Of like negativity, stagnation. Obviously, if you take from the bottom, actually it went up quite a bit leading up to it. So yeah, it's what I think today. I was thinking, oh God, what Richard Hart has now said that he think Bitcoin's hit a top, and that's it. Now it's working its way down to about 10 grand. If he's right, that'd be very sad, but he's, you know, pretty adamant that he is and sticking to it, that Bitcoin won't hit another new all-time high now. That's it. It's had its two. One was at 68 and one was at 69. He's saying that's a double top and that's it. Now I think, you know, what do I do? Now he's got his own project, so he's incentivized to promote those, obviously. But then he called the top in 2017 spot on, and now he's saying a very similar thing, and here I am again trying to go against that, you know. But then saying that, Data Dash thinks that we're going to hit 100K, but not until probably like the first 3 or 4 months at primary school with these kids. Tone Vase was calling for 100K. Obviously, the main one that everyone's looking at, obviously, is the stock to flow model ratio by Plan B. Obviously, that hasn't panned out yet. So a lot of people are skeptical about that. So it seems like there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. And I've just had a quick look, and like all the stable coins and that are doing really well. But I think we bought a pair of trainers for my son, and somehow it's been consumed by him doing whatever he's doing. I don't know. I don't quite fully understand what's going on, but where was I going with that? Sorry. Me and him were talking about Bitcoin for ages, and he was saying he lost money because he bought it at the top. So as long as you buy Bitcoin and you don't have to sell it, then you should be okay, because even if it hits 45,000 tonight, it's gonna go back up, you know, or it'll go back to where it was. We're heading into the summer months now with quite, I would say, positive feedback for the new COVID strand. Like, it's not as strong as the last, you know, the original one. So that's good news. I thought the markets would recover after that, but a lot of the stocks and shares went down in price. I think gold went down, but I think it's back up again now. Oil, I think, went down because certain countries, or America was stopping certain countries from importing stuff. And obviously Bitcoin's gone down. So yeah, it's a weird one, because normally when everyone's scared and they're cashing their Bitcoin out, that's the best time to buy it and hold it. So part of me's like excited, like, yeah, I hope all these people lose their money, and then, you know, obviously that makes mine more valuable, sort of thing. But what I would probably more likely do is start mining for it again. If it was profitable enough. I was listening to Antonio Pomplanatis or something? I can't. Sorry, I absolutely ruined his name. My brother's called Anthony, and I don't know. I just thought, they were talking on his show the other day about this new cloud mining service, and you guys know, and I know, they don't make any money by the time the hash rate goes up. But this warehouse is using like loads of renewable energy. So the energy is basically nothing. You rent the machine, you pay the electricity bill, but you do it all through them. I can't remember the name of the company, but I was looking at it and thinking, oh, is now a good time to get a mining contract? Because last time we went in a bull run, they sold out and everyone couldn't get the top tier mining. They had to go for like the cheapest one. So could that happen again? I don't know. And these mining machines, you can, like, I can sell my mining machine to you guys watching this. All I've got to do is upload it on the website, and then it says what the battery life's like on it. It's how many cycles it's run through and stuff like that. And then you, as the buyer, can buy it. If you think, oh yeah, his machine's worth $7,500, I'll buy it for $7,500 or whatever the fee is. So I thought that was a really cool idea. Actually, it was quite an interesting concept, because with a lot of these cloud mining services, you don't know if they actually have the factory. And I believe with Hashflare, I think it was Box Mining, he actually went to the factory and he visited it. So everyone was like, oh, it's a real place, like, oh, my hard-earned money is not just chucked down the toilet. Although those contracts I don't think they ever became profitable in the end. You were just better off to buy Bitcoin. But I don't know, like I was looking at one the other day and the profitability on them are quite high at the moment. So that's something to think about. If you're watching this and listening to it, comment down below. What do you think? Cloud mining services, is it worth it? Would you do it again? Would you fall for that? Or are you like completely like, nah, I just want to buy Bitcoin and hold it? That's where I'm at, to be honest. So yeah, what's going to happen with Bitcoin now? Now that let's have a little look at my computer. I think it's just dropped even further again. Let's have a look. It was down to 47, but I think it's just gone up a bit, so it might be back up to 48. No, still 47,942. But yeah, this Bitcoin chart, I think, has got a lot of people worried. So many people were expecting, like, especially at this time period, that we'd be over 100k now. Like Plan B, obviously, he said that he thinks we're gonna hit. I think he quoted saying really like over the top. I think he quoted Bitcoin's going to be at 235,000 by the end of the year, which obviously means we would need to, from where we are, 50,000, we'd have to 4x, 5x for that to happen. So I don't know. I can't see that happening. But I'm not doing any leverage trading. I'm not trading my Bitcoin. I've just got it stored and that's it. Each day I check some of the websites that I check for Bitcoin news, and there's just articles on there that have nothing to do with Bitcoin, but because they're the sponsor of the event or sponsor of the team, they get these write-ups and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what to advise people, really. And not that obviously I offer financial advice, you do your own research and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's either gonna go down to 30k or it's gonna go to like 60, 70k like within the next day or two. So it'll be very interesting to keep an eye on this and find out, the price of Bitcoin. Is it continuously going up or is it continuously going down? Obviously, if you look at it over the year, we are massively up. But if you look at it over the last 3 months, we are massively down. So it depends when you got into the market. Now, I bought my Bitcoin at $27,000 or $28,000. So it'd have to half from where we are right now for me to get a bit like, oh, maybe I should have sold it. But we're nowhere near that at the moment. But some of them are. I saw some projects earlier that are like 93% down or whatever. I thought, bloody hell, someone's just lost all their money. But yeah, what can I say to maybe give you guys a bit more positivity? Well, we've got Christmas coming up, which in America, obviously people go home over November for like a Thanksgiving. they all talk to each other and they will say, what are you doing, Timmy? And he says, oh, I'm investing in Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. It only takes a few conversations like that for someone to then eventually go, oh, all right, then you do it for me, buy me some Bitcoin on my account, and then, if you can almost use that I don't know what the right word is, naivety, or I can't think of the word, but if they want to do that for their son or daughter and actually get involved in Bitcoin in some way, that's great. That's awesome. That's what we need for a big adoption. So hopefully we're going to see Bitcoin jump up quite a bit in value. I think once we hit this bottom again, it will show strong resistance to go below that price. And then from there, that will be the basis of where it should be going forward. So hopefully Bitcoin will go up over the short term. Hopefully we see some of these Bitcoin mining companies come out that are actually legit, that you actually own the equipment. You sign an agreement saying you actually own the equipment. And if you want, you can actually say, I request the machine to get delivered to me, and they will send you like a Bitmain S9 or whatever. And I think some of the contracts are like $150 off the top of my head when I checked, which is not too bad when you're considering you've got a chance of opening up a whole Chrome box. So I don't know, maybe I'll take some more part in more of them, but these are like NFTs, if you like. And I've never really covered NFTs on this channel because I don't feel I know enough about it. But they were saying that they've got these NFTs, and as well as that, the card is back. So let's just say, for example, by the way, I didn't mention their name. Their name is called Diggs. I think is DIGGS. Diggs fractional or .io or something like that. They are sponsoring, I've noticed, on the Premier League games. But say this card here, right? This is a Charizard V PSA 9. Imagine if I wanted to sort of sell this card, but I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to lose the card. I want to keep this in my possession. You can set up a Diggs account for it. You'd take pictures of front and back, and you would say, oh, under the name Glenn Hammond or whatever. And then when you go in there, you'd have to quote your name and that. And that's about as far as the transaction goes. They're pretty miserable in Five Guys, to be fair. That's the end of your transaction. But whoever bought this, they didn't just buy a slab that, now it's worth zero. You can actually go on the back, type in the code, and it sends you to that exact card. And it will say this item is out of stock or this item hasn't been released yet. That's what it said for me. I don't know why. These have been out for ages. And you could click on it and it said, what brand are you looking for? And one of them is Tops. And then when you click on that, it says, what type of products do you want? Hobby boxes or, the unlimited stuff. And I said, hobby boxes. So hopefully working at Amazon now, I can earn as much money as possible. Start investing in some higher end cards. And like for my business, like this here, Hammond's Hobbies, I sell stuff on eBay and Facebook and stream it and stuff like that. You can find me on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel called Hammond's Hobbies. We're going to be setting up a website called that as well. So yeah, it's cool because the two things that I'm into, cryptocurrency and collectible cards, are starting to merge into one. And I've seen these NFT type things before, but I've just thought, yeah, but who holds the money? What if you want to sell half of it? And they sort of shy away from those type of questions. But this one they made very clear. So this Diggs.io, they buy the card and they store it in a vault somewhere. Then you say if it's like a 200 grand card, say it's like a Michael Jordan card from many years ago, you can do a thing called fractional buys. That means you're buying just like 0.1% of that product or whatever. So, you only own a fraction of the card. But it is backed by the physical card, which they show evidence of having and receiving. And I thought, oh, that's a really cool idea. So that means all my card collection, which I've built up quite a few now, you'll see down here, I've got quite a lot of cards that I need to sit there and list on eBay and stuff. If I could get NFTs for each one, you know what I mean? That'd be mental, because, you know, you're generating money from nothing, which I find sort of scary, and also, like, I want to jump in both feet at the same time. So that's really it. They're my rambling thoughts of Bitcoin. What do you guys think? Is there anything I've said that you disagree with, or anything that you really agree with? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below. Don't forget to smash up the like button for me. We've got 3 likes here, but we had 4 viewers for most of it, so one of you can't be bothered. Yeah, so now I'm going to record a couple more YouTube videos for my other YouTube channel. Not live streams, but just actual videos that I'll upload at a later date, showing off some of my personal collection of F1 cards. So yeah, it's going to be interesting times over the next few months, because I'm working at Amazon, plus I've been accepted to work like partnership up with Topps, actually Topps Direct, which is awesome. And they're going to be sending me cards out below recommended retail price, which these packs go for like 4x retail price soon as they hit the store. Like, they sell out within 5 minutes, and they're on eBay 5 minutes after that, and they're up for not just double their money, they're up for like 4 or 5 times what they're worth retail. So if I can get them products at retail price, I'm hoping to make quite a decent bit of profit off that. And then with that, I'm going to buy cryptocurrency. I want to set up my own website as well, called Hammond's Hobbies. And what I'm really sort of like, what's very important to me is I want to buy and sell cards on there, but I want to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. And I need to just figure out like the fees, the transaction fees, the costs. Is it viable? So yeah, I won't know that until I actually do it. So yeah, I'm looking to set up a store, accepting eBay, Bitcoin, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, so I've got quite a lot in my mind going on at the same time. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, what you think of it. But that's really it. I'm not going to talk too much more, because otherwise I will just ramble all night long, and you don't want that. You'll all fall asleep. But yeah, just make sure you smash up those like buttons for me, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. We've got 6 likes now, which is awesome. If we could get that to 10 or 20, that would be awesome. Oh, we've got a tip from Davis. Love the content, and semi-clickbait. Is something really going bad in crypto today? Well, in America, I think they had a senators meeting, where a bunch of senators were asking sort of like leaders in the cryptocurrency space, I think about 5 of them, and I think they're asking them questions like, look, what is this, what's going on? You know, I don't know if that's had an effect on the markets, because that happened like ages ago, like earlier on today, and Bitcoin's only just dumping now. So normally the markets, especially on CoinGecko, are pretty quick. So if anything does happen, it will happen on this website almost instantly. But yeah, Bitcoin's dropping below 48,000, which I think is I don't do technical analysis, so I don't know how to word this. It's a gut feeling. Like, the way that Bitcoin moves, I normally am pretty good at guessing. That's the best word I could call it, where it's going to go from one day to next. David said Hex pumped a bit. Did it? Let's have a little look at what Hex done. See, Hex, I can't predict Hex at all. But Bitcoin, I can look at it and say, okay, I think it's going to go up, I think it's going to go down. And I'm not normally that far off, I don't think. Oh yeah, so Hex has gone up 5% today. Had a nice little pump there, and then it's gone back down to 13.5. It's currently sitting at 13.5. So yeah, not too bad. Thing is, with Hex, I saw a couple people posting on Twitter saying $20 tip. Thank you very much, Davis. I'll share the semi-pump. Panic sell. Yeah. So it seems like Hex is having a pump upwards and Bitcoin and that's having a pump downwards. It's going down quite quickly. Hey Glenn, long time ago I watched your videos. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. Nice to hear from you again, Rob. Really appreciate you coming back. I know I haven't released content that much. I've been very busy. Obviously, I work nights. I sleep during the day. It only gives me a small window where I can actually do creative stuff like YouTube, thumbnails, editing the videos, recording the videos. I get a very short window to do that. So I'm starting to rush things and not make them as good quality. So that's a bit annoying. I'd like to be further on in my journey than I am now. But never mind. All your likes and thumbs up and comments, they all really, really do help. So I really do appreciate that. But yeah, I honestly believe if Bitcoin drops here, I think it's going to drop like really quick. We'll see a big wick candle down. And then we may see it come back up again like it usually does when it has a big pressure sell-off like that. So yeah, I'm still waiting for what I got going on in the world of crypto. I'm still waiting for Pulse Chain to come out. I want to be an early investor in that. I didn't do the sacrifice phase. Even if I could go back in time, I still wouldn't. I just want to buy the coin, hold it somewhere for about a year, 2 years, and then cash it out. That's it. I don't want to take part in growing the network and stuff like that. I just want to buy it, hold it somewhere, and that's it. So we have got Bitcoinist. Looks like the Evergrande default plus the Fed coming out and saying inflation isn't transient were too much for the market to take. Plus they're releasing a new inflation data at 8:30 a.m. Oh, interesting. Is that UK time or in USA? Once that data is released in a few hours, stock market and crypto will likely dump hard. Looking at the charts actually, and I know if there is a big dump, they will go down. But actually, Ethereum has held well against Bitcoin. It's when Bitcoin's gone up, Ethereum's gone up even more. But usually what happens with that is the same happens in reverse. So when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down quite a lot as well. But actually, if I go back to CoinGecko's homepage, in the last 7 days, Ethereum in theory, bit of a tongue twister there, Ethereum in theory is it's only down 9.1% over the last week, whereas Bitcoin is down 16% in 1 week. So Ethereum's done really, really well to Ethereum. What was I talking about? Yeah, Ethereum's I was right. Ethereum has held really well against Bitcoin. Actually, it's done pretty well. So maybe we're going to start seeing a change of the guard. Maybe it isn't always Bitcoin that dictates what happens with the other markets. Adam says, I have a bad feeling on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it says, oh yeah, I read that one. Once the data is released in a few hours, stock market and crypto will crash hard. I'm literally sitting here with my finger on the trigger about to sell 20,000 Matic and 10 of my ETH, along with a load of other alts. Well done, mate, for accumulating all that crypto. I think that's really good. And if you are going to sell at a busy-ish time, who knows? You know, if we go down to 30k or below, then you'll be so glad you did. But if we go up, then you'll be glad. You'll think, oh, I wish I'd kept back in. But the good thing with it going up is that you can just jump in whenever. Whereas sometimes when it's going down, you literally can't log in and cash out quick enough. You just can't. So that's the downside to cryptocurrencies, unfortunately. But yeah, so there's a few things there going on. That Dibs, check that out if you guys are interested in NFTs and like card collecting in any way. go over to dibs.com. I can't actually register for an account because I'm not an American, so I believe it's only America at the minute. But when you purchase a fractional share of that card, once you own something like more than 90 or 95% of that card, you can request that it leaves the vault and then actually gets delivered to you in person, which I thought was really cool. I'm looking forward to Pulse Chain coming out, and I'm going to try and buy some of that as soon as I can when it comes out. So Pulse Chain, that dibs.com, and obviously Bitcoin going up. I've got some Bitcoin. Other than that, that's it really. I don't check too much on different cryptocurrencies anymore. I used to check every page all the time. Now I just glance at it very quickly. I just see what the price of Bitcoin is, and then I close the app or on my phone the internet. So I'm not actually that bothered. I personally am not bothered. I don't know about any of you guys out there. Like I always say with my videos about Prime XBT and that, you don't want to leverage yourself too much because of moments like this. I bet you tomorrow there'll be stories coming out saying, oh, over 2 million people get liquidated in half hour. Loads of people are about to lose a lot of money. Whereas because I just buy Bitcoin and just hold it in a wallet, it makes no odds to me if it goes uploads, downloads, sideways, left, right, whatever. Obviously, the day I cash it out, I'll have to make sure that it has pumped that day or gone up that day. So I'd hate to cash it out at a loss. We're not in the game for losses. We're in the game for profit. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you for joining. Unless there's something else you guys want to ask me, then I'll probably leave it there. I've said everything I wanted to say. Bitcoiner says, I'm still holding a vast of my Matic and the vast majority of my ETH. I need to take some off the table at the moment, though. Yeah, mate, all of our life plans change all the time. And it's the same with, and I know I keep comparing the two, but it's the same with Pokemon cards and F1 cards. Because of this time of year, obviously, there's a lot expected of us financially. A lot of people look at they've got no money in the bank, but then they might have a Pokemon card that's worth 300 quid. So what tends to happen is they'll sell them, and say if they sell for 300 quid on eBay, they'll say right below eBay last sold. So they'll put it up on Facebook for 280 to 300k. But then obviously once no one buys that for a couple of days, it's like sharks in the water. They're smelling blood now, like, oh, no one's bought this yet and I've got him by the balls. Then you can say, look, will you accept 350 or so, something like that. And if he says yeah, then great, you've just bought a house off someone for less money. But Bitcoiner says, yeah, I know a few people in the Pokemon cards. Some of them are insane values. I personally don't know much about them and if there's a good market for them. Yeah, so anyway, my point was, I completely went off topic there. My point was is that there's a lot of people at the moment that are like, oh, I need to offload stuff really quick. I've seen people in the Facebook groups, they're like, I need this gone today. Like, I need to sell this today, make me an offer. It's worth 450. But then you message them and say, will you accept 250? And they're like, yeah, all right then. So you think, oh, sweet. So there's a lot of people selling stuff off really cheap at the moment. And obviously I think Bitcoin's one of those. So I'm just going to ride this out. I'm just going to ride it out and see. Now, if it continues to keep going down, obviously I'm going to kick myself because I should have cashed out at between 60 and 70,000. But here we are now at scraping the bottom at 4k. So yeah, it's not looking too pretty at the minute. Bitcoin's back up to 4,800, which is a good sign. We've got Ethereum at 4,200, say ish. Binance Coin at 580. Tether's just over $1. Solana $183. per coin. That's insane. Cardano XRP is at 88. I saw XRP for 72 cents the other day, and I thought, oh, that's cheap. Should I buy in? But I didn't do it in the end. I've always had a sort of begrudging against what's it called, USDC or XRP, from what I remember it. We've got Dogecoin. Dogecoin's right down the list. It's in 11th place now. 17 cents. I remember when that was like 50, 60 cents or something. So that's really sort of worked its way down the list. And then we've got all the crappy ones that I don't know nothing about. So we're going to yet again leave those. We've got the Guardian here. No. That is it. Let's have a little refresh of this. Let's find out. So we're ending the day. We want recently added. What have they paid off recently? Can't find it. I cannot find it. Bitcoinist. To me, it does look like we could get down to 30k. If that happens, alts will get decimated big time. Yeah, so if we do start going into that sort of region, then yeah, it'll be the second time in my life where Richard Hart's told me to do something and I've just completely ignored it and it's backfired on me. So I think, you know, as a technical analysis, I think he needs to be revered a bit higher than he currently is, because he does make some really good calls. Even if he gets it wrong, you know, he's not that far off what could have been. So I'm gonna have to speak to him actually. So yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. This is what I'm really hoping, guys. I'm bummed you aren't fully embracing Pulse Chain. I'm in 2 racks on day 2. I was going to use you as one that I can listen to when Pulse launches. Well, I am embracing it. I am definitely going to be buying into Pulse Chain myself. I don't know what it means by 2 racks. I don't know if that's autocorrect. But yeah, I'm going to be investing in Pulse Chain as soon as it comes out, and I'll definitely be doing more content regarding Pulse Chain. I just think I'd be an idiot to sleep on it, because Hex is one of my biggest regrets that I didn't keep it, you know, even to today's prices with this big sell-off. If I'd bought Hex, well, I say if I'd kept my Hex, I didn't cash out sort of halfway through, I wouldn't be a millionaire. I think I'd have 250,000 right now, because I had quite a lot of Hex, plus I was getting referral bonuses every day from the referral amplifier, or whatever they called it. So yeah, I did pretty well with that. And I know that they're duplicating the chains, and I can see Hex being very popular on their network. So if I can buy some Hex on their platform, or just get given it because I own some Hex here, then I'm going to be doing that, and I'll be doing a video about that. It's just fitting it all in. It's just time. If I had more time, then I'll do all these videos for you guys. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to when Pulse Chain comes out. I watched the whole, like the last 3 or 4 of Richard Hart's live broadcasts, or whatever, live videos. They're like 3 or 4 hours long, but I take everything he says in. Now, he said that we're at a double top and we're going to head down now. So if we do start going down in further, then he was spot on yet again. So I should maybe next time. Next time he says that, I should pay more attention. But obviously he's I think they're releasing a Netflix film or something that may drum up a bit of interest, because Netflix is very popular when they release a new film lately. I've noticed that's what everyone's doing, just watching whatever Netflix releases on their platform straight away. So yeah, I think he's doing a Hex video, like film. Davis, 1 rack equals 10k and it's American, maybe. Bitcoiner says, good luck, mate. I hope it works out. We're all in this together. This is bad as I've never seen the entire crypto market looking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree that I don't know if it's the worst I wouldn't say it's the worst I've ever seen crypto, because I've been about several times now where Bitcoin has literally dropped 50% in one day. So imagine that 48,000 that it's at. Imagine just waking up and it's like 22. You'd be like, what the hell happened last night? So I don't know if they are working together. That'd be interesting if they are. I'd love to find out. If you know that, if who was it? I know you have integrity and respect your opinion, so I was hoping you'd be all on pulse. Davis, yeah, like I said, I am going to be on pulse. I think that it'd be stupid for anyone watching this to not get some pulse in some way. You have to look at now Richard Hart, whether you like him or not. Like, if you don't like his personality and stuff, you forget that. Let's just put that to one side. The guy said 4 years ago, right, this is the top now. You need to sell your Bitcoin. We're going into a 3-4 year bear market. And he was spot on. Ding, ding, ding. So that's one. He said Hex has the option to go up massively in value and one day peak the market cap of Bitcoin. I don't know what Hex got to when it went up to 50 cent a coin, but I would imagine that if you add up with the circulating supply, Hex was up there in the top probably 5. So I don't know, I'm sure one of you can tell me. So anyway, you've got to say, like, forgetting his personality, he's had a really good first project, like a first cryptocurrency. Everything he said and explained has pretty much come true. Obviously, he's now going over to this Pulse chain. So will Hex suffer for that? I don't know, because a lot of people think, right, Pulse is the new thing. Forget Hex, you know. So I wonder if people end stake and stuff like that. Bitcoiner says the issue now is that we have such dire global problems and the bottom literally looks like it will fall out of the markets over the next few days. Pulse chain will be the biggest yield farming operation in crypto history. Passive income, you get the second pair. Yeah, I'm not going to take part in any of that. I mean, I'm literally thinking buy the Pulse chain token, POS, I believe it's going to be, and just hold it. And that's it. I know it's very boring and everything like that, but I don't know. Unless this yield farming thing, I know what he's saying. He's saying in theory it'll be a yield farming, but actually what you're doing is if someone provides a liquidity of 2 coins to swap between, say on Uniswap or PancakeSwap, whatever one you want to use, in theory, you could not mine, but you could receive transactional fees in for half of one lot of that money out of the 2. You know, so if you did Bitcoin, Ethereum, you could, in theory, receive half of all the available Bitcoin in that pair by yield farming as such. I wonder if there's a bug in there that'll do like a a spiral death clause or whatever, where it just basically works its way to 0. So I don't know, but I do want to buy some Hex, buy some Pulse token, and then obviously the Hex that I buy on Pulse token, I would imagine is going to be available to me straight away and there for Pulse chain. So then you've got two cryptocurrencies, two strong projects there. And then when you hear people saying things like, oh, Richard Hart's a scammer and Hex is a scam, you have to then say, look, hang on a minute. This guy's released two different tokens that do two different things, and both of them have done exactly what they said on the tin. Nobody's lost any money. You know, I just don't see how people can continue to put him down and be negative towards those projects. But some people are Bitcoin maximalists, so they still don't believe that Ethereum's going to do well, and Ethereum's sitting at 4,500 a token. David said, why I missed that, and just buy and hodl. Let's take advantage of the yield farming opportunities. Yeah, it's a tough one. There'll be risks involved in it in some way. I just haven't figured out what that is yet. Roadrunner said, should I sell my crypto then if we're having a dump? I think, well, we're holding steady now at $48,000. I can't advise you one way or the other. The only thing that I will say is that, you know, unless you're leveraged in some way, if you just own Bitcoin and that's it, you could cash out and you can always buy back in. You know, if you're thinking Bitcoin's going to go to 100K, does it really matter if you sold at 45,000 and bought back at 47? It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but then you're covering yourself in both scenarios. If Bitcoin does drop all of a sudden like 10-20%, well, you've kept cash, so your money stayed exactly the same. So when you come to buy the Bitcoin, instead of buying, say, 0.1 of a Bitcoin, you'll be able to buy 0.12 or something like that. So that's the risk that you'll have to take, though. Like, I didn't advise you to do that. Kevin says, hey, Glenn, how's it going? I've learned a lot since my dark days of 2018, and days like today and last week, I'm buying the dip. Good man. I've turned 18K to 40K this year. Yeah, if you want to time the markets, it's almost like it's too, I don't know, it looks like it's easy, and I always look at it and think, oh, should I do it? But when we have big sell-offs like this, it's the same when, you know, when COVID struck, I put on Facebook to all my friends and family, and I never share anything to do with my cryptocurrency journey on my personal social medias. That's for like you and me to, you know, I think you guys are like my friends and I'm talking to you as a friend. I don't involve any of my friends and family in cryptocurrency. That's something I keep aside. But when all the stocks and shares went down, I've said to him, right, if you ever wanted to own some stocks and shares, now's the time to do it, because they will print more money and the stocks and shares values will just go back to where they were. Now, I did get something wrong. They didn't just go back to where they were. They surpassed it. They, you know, the stocks and shares market just went, you know, to the roof. It went straight up in the right-hand corner, you know. Whereas obviously Bitcoin's flatline. So stocks and shares have done very well. I wish I'd bought more of them, but I don't know. I always think, well, no, crypto's, you know, I could gain 20% in crypto in like one day, and not even realize. The only thing is, what I remember from 2017, when Bitcoin was going up and down in price, and obviously typically it was going up overall over a long period of time. You know, Bitcoin would like have these volatile moves. It would drop like 3,000 to 5,000, and then it would come back exactly where it was by the end of that day, and then go up 3,000 or 4,000. And then you have those boards at the top. But the other day when I went in there, this is a big shopping complex. They had like a counter, and they were talking about the value of, I think it was Ethereum, or there was something in there. Yeah, and it was going up, and it sort of like, it stagnated. What I noticed, the pattern on it was that it stagnated, and when I was thinking about it, then I started thinking about it over a long, like a couple of weeks, and I was thinking, yeah, Bitcoin is acting really odd. Like, it used to go up 10k, then go down 10k, and then pick up 5k, and then lose 5k. Now it just seems to sort of like stay where it is, and when it does have a move, it's normally late on in the evening or early in the morning, when there's like the least amount of people watching, I suppose, or like constantly checking the price of it, and then it would move really quickly one way or the other, and then back to like working hours again, and then it'll just stagnate along. So I just found that a bit weird. I know Bitcoin, it can be easily manipulated, but I think we're safe to say that we'd all like that squashed. We'd all like it be organic, as opposed to manipulation. Let's have another little look. Still at 48,000, spot on. So it hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. It's just down where it is. That puts, in terms of cryptocurrencies, that's it really. I haven't really got much else to say, unless you guys want to ask me a question again. What did Bitcoiners say? They have a meeting on. Oh right, I've missed something here. No risk to the other half is free. Free. Bitcoiner says, I hope to God that I'm wrong about tomorrow. The issue is that even if the information data is awful, when they release it in a few hours, we still have more to worry about. They have a meeting on Tuesday in which they are discussing the interest rates and tampering. The Federal Reserve are running out of options. All of this points towards WOW's selling over the entire weekend, plus massive shorts being opened up. Everything is just pointing towards a dump like never seen before. Strong words there, Bitcoinist. He thinks that we're going to head for a huge dump over the weekend. Big sell-off. Again, if you're leverage trading, I'd probably get out of those trades now, so I'd cancel them off. But me personally, I'm not that worried about. I'm not that fussed, because the other day Bitcoin dropped down to 45,000, and that was a huge sell-off. Like the speed that it was just falling, I was just watching it. But about 4 or 5 days later, it was back up to 52,000, and I thought, fuck, bloody hell, like, it's just gone up. It went down 12k, and we all went, but then it went up 12k, and just no one's talked about it, no one's mentioned it or anything like that. So yeah, you have to take a little bit of pinch of salt when you listen to these stats and statistics and what they feel is going on. What this has shown to me, though, is that so far, none of these models are working, because all the models that I've been looking at, all the charts and the pre-drawn charts, they all said 100k by the end of the year. So far, that doesn't look like it's going to happen, and even if it does, I don't think I don't think they'll keep track of it anyway. Roadrunner says, very genuine content. Yep, that's just me. I'm always just genuine. Even when I do sponsored videos, like obviously Prime XBT, they'll say like, can you do a video? And I've always said, can I just say what I want? And they're like, yep, say whatever you want. So I think in the last video, I feel a little bit bad, because I mentioned Coinbase in it a lot at the beginning, and I was thinking, oh God, they're going to expect me to only talk about them and promote their stuff. But I tried to be as honest, transparent, clear as I can be, just so anyone watching this don't think, oh, he's another scam artist, he's trying to get people to do this, that and the other. I'm not. I'm just a genuine guy trying to make my way through this cryptocurrency journey. I don't know if you guys saw the story the other day about, what was it? Something to do with fish. What was that? Something to do with Bitcoin and I can't remember. I'm sure one of you probably know it and you'd be like, yeah, that's the story about da 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 da. But I've forgotten it now and I don't want to start half telling it. So maybe I'll look it up and talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, so is it? I think it's gonna dip below 48 again, unless we got a bit of resistance. No, it's still standing at dead on 48,000. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see where that's going to be over the next couple of weeks. And I wonder who's like in the world of music, who's the safe bet? Like, is there an artist where his stock or his share price just doesn't go down? I'd love to know that. It'd be interesting. I just assume they're all on the same money when I go through my wardrobe or anything. I just assume all these celebrities are all wearing the same thing at the same sort of time, getting it for free. Right, well, looks like my mouse has froze. Oh no, here we go. Oh, see, we was at dead on 40. Did I say 48? I think I said 48, but now it's just dipped. Or did I say 47? I thought I said it's at 47. Now it's at 47,900. So that's had a nice little pump. But it'd be nice just to see a few days of pump. Not because obviously I want to gain as much money as possible, but it would signify to anyone that does any technical analysis, oh, actually, they're here to, they're here to show up and perform. I'm talking about Formula One, sorry. I started rabbiting on then. It's the final race this weekend. I don't know if any of you guys are watching it. Yeah. It's interesting that Ethereum's holding its own so well. It used to be that Ethereum always followed the trend of 10% of a Bitcoin, but it's starting to go down less. But if it goes up in Bitcoin world, it also goes up in Ethereum world, value terms. But obviously Ethereum's holding its value a lot better. So I wonder if it's better for me to cash out my Bitcoin and just hold it in Ethereum, because that seems to be outperforming Bitcoin the last few weeks, which is odd. Normally it's the other way around. But maybe we're seeing a changing of the guard. Who knows? Who knows? Lots to look forward to. I'm really hoping that Bitcoin does go to 100k though, sort of like by mid-January. I really, I think if it doesn't, then a lot of people will be disappointed. Like, not that they are owed anything, because they're not, but I think a lot of people will be like, oh, I've had enough of Bitcoin, and they'll switch off. And then it'll be hard to get those people back, I think. Don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think if Bitcoin doesn't fulfill its prophecy of going to 100k, then a lot of people will just leave? Maybe. I know that I was considering cashing out earlier. I was like, ooh, looks like it's going to go down loads. But to me, it's already had a big drop. I was watching it today at 52,000, and now it went down to 46. So it's like $8,000 difference. But there you go. Everyone should have bought into Ether Homes. We'd be rich now, I tell you. Rich. We'd have at least about 3 to 4 properties. Never mind. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go to bed because I'm getting really tired. Hope you've enjoyed having a chat, a one-to-one chat. I love chatting to you guys. Maybe I should do more of these because they're very quick and easy to do, and it gives me a chance to chat to you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button up. If you could, if you're watching this and you're a fan of me and not of this channel, if you could just go back through some of my old videos, even if you just click on them, hit the like, and then come out of it just quickly for me. That helps the channel grow. If all my videos get loads of likes. Thank you for the tips to, who was it in the end? Davis. I really do appreciate it if you're still in the chat with us. I will be doing more polls content, and I'll also be doing some hex content. I've got a couple of ideas for CRO. I've noticed they're advertising everything at the minute. They've just renamed the stadium crypto.com, and I saw Richard Hart saying, oh yeah, I'm teaming up with crypto.com, and I thought, God, they're everywhere at the minute. They're all over the Formula One. And I think they've done the right thing by buying that crypto name, because I was watching something earlier. It was a YouTube video, and someone was trying to convince someone else about buying altcoins. And they were like, well, why is crypto number 10? And they were like, what? And they were like, well, why is crypto coin number 10? Shouldn't it be number 1 if it's crypto? And they were like, no, crypto's like the whole space. And they were like, well, what's this then? This CRO says crypto. And they said, oh no, the name of it is crypto.com. But I just thought it was interesting, because a lot of older generation people will look at that and they'll say, oh, crypto.com. Oh yeah, I've seen them advertised with Formula One, UFC, Kevin Hart. And they'll just, it'll be name branding, and yeah, people will buy into that, I think. So yeah, I wanted to do some more videos about CRO. Obviously, Pulse Chain coming up. BTV drop-in. Let's have a look. BTV? Assume you meant BTC. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to cash my Bitcoin out. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Even if it does drop. It depends how long Bitcoin takes to bounce back from this. If it bounces back within a week, 2 weeks, then, oh well, I haven't really lost anything. But if it takes like 4 years, then I'll be like, I was literally staring at it when it was at the top and I didn't sell. But that's the risk you take, isn't it? That's life. Right, I'm singing Frank Sinatra, so that's it. I'm gonna go now, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone smashing up the like button. Really do appreciate it. Mr. Dryman says, I think it will go to 40k and then back to 60. That would be a huge swing around. Bitcoin has said, it's beginning. Here comes the dump. Maybe I should stay live just to witness this dump. Don't look too bad to me. Let's log into Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Pro. Oh, it's crashed on me. Oh, here we go. Sign in. Let's have a look. Let us have a look. I'll swing this around so you guys can watch with me. Let's see if it loads up. Come on, Coinbase, what's going on? So this is another issue in the world of cryptocurrency, is that when these exchanges, once they start having high demand, they just crash, and then you can't cash out. So you can't gain an advantage because you can't cash out quick enough to before it starts to crash. Nah, it's This is taking too long. Let's go over to Prime XBT, #1 trading platform. Right, sorry guys, I'll be with you in a second. So we want Bitcoin to USD. And right, let's turn this around now so you can actually see with me. What do I zoom in? It was a big red candle, then it changed to green, and now it's back to being red again. So it'd be interesting to see when this actually record stops, when it's finished. Well, it's not too bad. It's not. It's going back up now, so seems like we've hit another bit of resistance. Wait until the inflation data is released at 2:30 in America. We should see it then. Roadrunner says, "Stop scaring us." I don't think we have a dump coming soon. It's hard to say really, because I mean, Bitcoin has dropped like 50% in one race this year, and there's been other races where obviously their tires go, and you just can't predict for these things. And if they go down, they go down. But it depends. Like if they went down and he lost his job and his wife lost his job, and they keep the mortgage in their name, and then 5 years later they want to remortgage it, they're still going to be the type of people that haven't bought the shoes, haven't bought the coat, haven't sorted themselves out. She tries to justify what she spent. I'm going off on a tangent again. It's because I'm tired. Well, that's it. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on this candle now. It seems to be going down further now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see, I'm going to say 45,000 again. I think that's the lowest we saw last time. I think we'll see 45,000 again. Last time it hit that, it got bought up like that. So if that happens again, that will signal to the market, right, okay, worst case scenario, Bitcoin would go down to 45,000. That's what I believe. Whether you believe something different is entirely up to you, and act accordingly. I'm just trying to spark conversation. I think Bitcoin's heading for 45,000 from where we are. So we shall see. I'll do another video over tomorrow or next day. Keep you guys posted, see where we're at. If I wouldn't get scared, some of you that are saying, "Oh yeah, I'm scared," and "Oh shit, what about this? What about that?" Worst case scenario, just if it's playing on your mind that much, like if you're panicking about it, sell your Bitcoin and convert it into some stable coin, USDC, Tether, whatever. And whenever you're ready, whenever you think, yeah, okay, this is a good time to buy back in, then you just buy back in again. It's not the end of the earth. It really isn't. A lot of people think that they have to be plugged into the matrix all the time, but you really don't have to. So it's up to you, I suppose. Take from it what you will. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video from myself. Bye.